Odyssey is Homer's epic poem of Odysseus' 10-year struggle to return home from the Trojan War, to go back to his wife in Ithaca and his son. We created a game based on the first 5 years of the 10-year journey. In the game, the Odyssey, Odysseus will face many of the challenges he faced in the story. The game rules are, you'll start with 10 men, and then you'll roll the dice and move however many spaces you roll. On the main yellow quest, you can only lose men, and then on the blue quest, you can gain or lose men. You get to choose which color quest you go on. The red stop spaces are essential points in the story that your piece has to stop. If you reach the end with 5 or more men, you win the game. Along the way, you can land on 2 different card drawing spots. The symbol means draw a man, and this one means chance to lose a man. So these are two different cards. Okay, so we're gonna start the game. This is my game piece. And I rolled a 4, so I'm gonna go to this spot. In this spot, you get to choose the blue course, which you will get to gain and lose men, or you get to stay on the yellow course, which you'll mostly just lose men. But since I have quite a few men, I'm going to go ahead and take the yellow course. Okay, so I rolled a 5, so that puts me at this spot here. And this says, your men eat lotus, so I lose 2 men. So that leaves me 8 men remaining. From Troy, wind sweep Odysseus and his men to Ismaros. The men swarm the land and stay until the cyclones, which are the locals, turn on them and attack. Odysseus and his crew finally escape, but lose 6 men per ship. Zeus sends a storm that sweeps them along for 9 days before they land on the land of the lotus eaters. The natives of this land give Odysseus' men intoxicated fruit of the lotus. When they eat the fruit, they forget about the journey home and just want to stay and eat more fruit. Odysseus basically has to drag them to the ship and lock them in the ship. Okay, so I drew a 6, so that puts me at this spot here. And this says, the Cyclops eats 2 of my men, so that leaves me 6 remaining men. From here, Odysseus and his men sail through the land of the Cyclops. They are an uncivilized group of one-eyed giants. Upon arriving on the main island of the Cyclops, they find a cave full of food. Odysseus' men advise him to steal some of the food and then run, but instead he lingers. Polyphemus is one of the Cyclops on the island and soon returns to the cave which Odysseus and his men have raided. He shows hospitality at first, but then turns hostile. He then eats 2 of Odysseus' men and imprisons the rest and Odysseus himself. Odysseus then finds a wooden staff while the Cyclops is tending to his sheep, which is what's pictured here. He then gets the Cyclops drunk and then stabs him in the eye. And when all the Cyclops is down, Odysseus saves his men and escapes on the ship. Okay, so I drew an 8, and then that puts me here. And then that spot means I'm going to draw a card. And so I gained 5 men, and then that puts me at 11 men total. Okay, so I rolled a 5. That puts me drawing a chance card. So this chance card says, Supreme Ordeal. You have came across Celia. Roll the dice. If you roll above a 6, none of your men die. But if you roll a 6 or lower, Celia kills 6 of your men. So I rolled an 11, so Celia does not kill any of my men. Okay, so I rolled an 8, but I need to stop here because this is a stopping point in the game. This represents when Odysseus' men on the ship opened up a bag of wind and blew him back. So now I can move past that and go to my 8, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that puts me at 8. Okay, so I rolled a 3, so that puts me here, but I still need to stop here because this represents when Circe turned half of Odysseus' ship into pigs. Okay. So I have 11 men at this point, and taking gets rounded to a 6, so that leaves me with 5 men left remaining. Okay, so I roll a 7, so that puts me finishing the game. But I do need to stop here because this represents Helios killing 5 of my men. But since I had five or more men remaining, I win the game. And so we finished the game, and this concludes my presentation on the Odyssey. So thanks for watching.